All right, everybody, welcome back to Salt City Counseling. Once again, my name is Scott Carter. I'm a licensed therapist here in the hot and smoky state of Utah. I will be inside all day today because it's too hot and the air quality is super bad. If there's a lot of people, by the way, I was thinking about doing a video on this, maybe on a different channel, maybe on this one, who knows. I think a lot of people think about moving to Utah. One of the things you need to know about living here, the air quality can get really bad. Like I was outside in my backyard this morning, I don't know, for like 20 minutes. And then when I came in, I just had this like bad taste in my mouth, like literally. Um, yeah, it's no bueno. So that is one of the things about Utah and living in Utah that maybe not very many people will tell you about, but the air quality is really bad. Anyways, this video I'm going to talk about six-ish things that prevent people from growing personally. As a therapist, as a clinician, I mean, honestly, like growth, mental health, happiness, whatever, right, is honestly, it's not just my job. It's my personal lifestyle. I'm personally bought into personal growth, very much so. I have been for a long time. So honestly, one of the things that I feel like I bring to the table as a clinician is like this isn't just what I do for work. This is what I do. This is my lifestyle. This is who I am, right? Honestly, your therapist might be more dysfunctional than you are. That's a thing. That is the thing. So in this video, I'm going to talk about like six-ish things that prevent people from growing. These are basically obstacles and barriers, things that prevent people from growing. And I'll give you the first one right now, and that is that people see obstacles and barriers, because we all have them, but people see these obstacles and barriers as like insurmountable, that they can't get over them, they can't get around them. They see obstacles and barriers and they just kind of and honestly, I've seen people and adults who are like conditioned in this way, like they've taken this attitude into adulthood, and so it's almost like an automatic response. Like I had a friend in college that was like this. He'd set a goal, second he ran into a barrier, it was dead. It was just dead. And I, in retrospect, I realized like that's probably just what he grew up on. That's just probably what he knew as a human being. But we, as his friends, would look at him and be like, well, just because you ran into a barrier doesn't mean that you just give up. So that's going to be your first one. Is seeing barriers and obstacles as reasons to just, I don't know, just quit or to just give up. I see this with young people. I see it all the time with young people, man. They just they just give up, right? And so I'm going to go over these other five things that prevent people from growing. And I have to believe that personal growth is a goal for a lot of people. People aren't very happy these days. They're just really not. I feel like we live in bizarro world. I really do. Like things that are culturally normative, things that are like culturally acceptable or widely accepted, I kind of struggle with. And I'm going to talk about some of these things. Let me get some housekeeping out of the way. I hope you will subscribe if you haven't already. Help me grow my channel. Super close to that first 1 million, man. So please subscribe. At the time of making this video, I'm going into private practice. Going to go look at some office space tomorrow. Hopefully secure an office because I need one soon. But I also plan on putting out more content on personal growth, personal wellness. I may start a separate channel, a different blog. So, if you're interested in wellness, if you're like, realize that, if we go along with what, people in society are doing or what we see happening in culture and expect to be happy and expect to feel connected or feel like or try to have a sense of meaning in life, we're not going to find it. I'm just a very firm believer in that. So if you have a viewer question, you can leave a question in the comment section below. You can also email me, scottc at saltcitycounseling.com. If you really like my content, please hit the tip jar, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. So let's get into this, okay? Let's get into the other five things that prevent people from growing, okay? And think attitude, think mental. For me, it's always a mental thing. It's always a mental game. These are the five other mental roadblocks that people have, that people get stuck on. Okay, number one. Okay, not in no particular order. Number one is blaming. Okay, and truth be told, we live in a blame culture. It's useless. It doesn't fix anything. It does not create positive results. And the thing is like, I feel like when it comes to blame, it's like, okay, maybe this person or this thing or this group of people, maybe Republicans are the reason why, or Democrats are the reason why you perceive that your life is crappy. And okay, maybe that's true. Let's say that's true. Whoever it is that we perceive, maybe you specifically, see at fault and to blame for this circumstance in your life. Okay, once that's established, what's the point in continuing to reinforce it day after day and live in that state of, this is victim mentality. Okay, victim mentality will make you dead in the water. You will never grow. Victim mentality will only cause you to be bitter, angry, jaded, and etc. So it's so important to let it go. Okay, so even if you feel like your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, whomever, your ex-wife, whatever, has maybe made your life very, very difficult and challenging. Maybe it is their fault to some degree or another. Okay, once that's established, why stay there? Why set up shop there? Why set up a tent and camp there, right? It's not useful or helpful to just reinforce this narrative day after day, because that's not going to help you get to a different place, okay? Number two, this is super important. The fear of failure, okay? And I talk about this on this channel all the time. One of the things that our culture has really, really screwed up and got backwards is this fear of failure. And I'm telling you, the people that get really successful in life are the people that overcome their fear of failure. Embracing failure is the way to go, right? And specifically, too, what I find is that people who are afraid of failure are very afraid that those failures will be seen by others. Now, if you have people in your life that see your failures and see that as an opportunity, you might need new people in your life. But if you have the confidence to fail, the sky is the limit, right? And I'm working on this one too. I'm working on my fear of failure as well, because I've had many of them, many failures, right? So does everybody. I mean, that's true for everybody. Everybody has had there's a trail of dead behind us, right? Dead attempts, dead businesses, dead whatever, right? Things where we just failed, okay? And so when you have the confidence to fail, then you start learning from it, and the sky's your absolute limit. Number three, this is a big one too. I like this list. I actually really like this list. I would like to do a full write-up on this, but avoidance of pain or avoidance of discomfort. Okay, what I notice with people is, especially like on a mental health sense, people have this idea in their head, like they're not supposed to feel angry, they're not supposed to feel lonely, they're not supposed to feel sad, they're not supposed to feel upset, and so they avoid feeling those ways. They end up stuffing it, or if something brings them discomfort, they simply try and navigate around it, or they avoid that discomfort. And I have very, very mixed views on the use of marijuana, but what I notice with a lot of pot smokers, man, is they cannot seem to manage feeling some emotional discomfort. And if you can lean into that discomfort and be okay with being not okay, you're going to grow, okay? Most often, some of the greatest growth in your life awaits on the other side of that pain or discomfort. So if you have this belief in your head that pain and discomfort should be avoided, that's going to get in your way, okay? You're going to struggle to grow, okay? Number four, this is similar to failure, but fear of I hear this from people all the time. What if I make the wrong decision? And that's failure. What if I fail, right? And I know this is kind of repetitive, but this is super important, because I hear this from people all the time. I'm afraid to make the wrong decision. And it's like, well, you're going to. And honestly, by deciding to be afraid of that, you just made the wrong decision. Like, that is probably one of the wrongest and poorest decisions that you can make in your life, is to be afraid to make the wrong decisions. That is a poor decision. That is an extreme, like, if I were to think of really extremely poor decisions, I mean, like, in terms of your mental game, That is definitely one of them, okay? Okay, and the last one, this will be number 6 total. But frankly, this is kind of a big, huge can of worms in itself, but it's the attachment to certain belief systems or a set of paradigms. And, paradigms just being just like our belief systems, okay? And frankly, I could make this list longer. I'd be happy to. And in fact, I probably will. I'll probably do 5 more things because they're already popping into my head. But this video is past 10 minutes, and I try to keep them around 10, 11 minutes. So right now, those are 6 things. I should probably get an example of a belief system, or a belief system that, for example, the world should be a certain way, and like that's an excuse for people to not, right, do what's good for them, or to personally grow, or to conquer their fears or face their fears. Okay, so I'll probably do another one of these videos, so make sure that you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know what to do. So I would love to get your feedback on this, get your thoughts on on what you feel like is your biggest obstacle to your personal growth. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.